What you know about a pyramid? Okay, for real though. This is Malachi York. He's the leader of the Nuwaupian Nation. I believe he's still in prison for child molestation and marrying little children. But nonetheless, Malachi York started a cult called the Nawabian Nation that lived in Putnam County, Georgia. They had a whole compound. Watch this. That's the compound. You see that pyramid right here? Yeah, it gets crazier. So all Malachi believed and believes, their group still is around, they just don't live on that compound anymore. He believed that black people were aliens that were green, but their skin rusted when they got to Earth, and they created the white race. He also believes that all aborted babies are being trained in the sewers of New York by Satan for the Armageddon. And my wife invited one of their members to stay the night on our couch. The story will be posted here in just a minute. Okay, so the story is pretty funny. I got invited to study the Bible with a guy who lived next door to my mom. When I got to his house, my first question when I'm studying with someone is always, do you believe that God exists? And he pointed at his wife and said, yes, she's right there. So I knew I was in for something. I didn't know what, but I knew I was in for something. Anyways, that study didn't pan out. But later that week, I got a call from my mom that was saying that they are fighting and he's trying to kill her. So I rush over there, try to help, try to break them up and so forth. And apparently she had married him when she was still underage, and she had run away from her parents in New York State to move to Macon, Georgia to marry this guy while underage. And he was super abusive to the person that he thought was God. Okay, this is short. Part 2 coming up. Hang on. Okay, so I get to his house, we break him up, and my wife is super sweet and super nice, and she is very, very trusting of people. And so she said, this young girl needs help getting home. So she invited her to stay on our couch that night. And I was kind of like, I don't know these people. I don't know what they believe. I think he's kind of crazy, but whatever. So the girl stays on our couch that night. She works out a way that she can get back home and leave this guy. And the next day we take her over there so that she can get her stuff from the apartment. And just to be safe, I called the sheriff's office and had them come with us just in case. When I got there, the sheriff said, you let one of them stay on your couch? And I said, yes, sir, why? He said, don't you know you're white? And I said, yes, sir, why? This is a black cop, by the way. And the sheriff says, dude, they are super dangerous, like really dangerous. I mean, literally, that's the end of the story. He was like, what? You let him stay on your couch? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, that was dumb. And I was like, yeah. And then that was it. But interesting fact, when we became foster parents, one of the case managers that was teaching us our impact classes, like our foster parent training, was actually one of the defects workers that stormed the compound with GBI and SWAT teams. They were like fast roping in on helicopters apparently to swarm this compound to take all the kids away from Malachi York and the people that were mistreating them. And she was like, she had her story about that day is amazing. And I can't remember it enough to tell it, other than like they like went full on SWAT team, like SEALs in on this compound and just took all the kids into care. So I remember when I lost my mind. There was someone so pleasant about that place. You ain't